Greetings, family. Peace. Welcome. Check in, everybody. Let us know where you're hailing from. Welcome. So good to see everybody. Today, we have some breaking Iraq news. So, for all of you that are hiding foreign currencies, also known as foreign reserves or foreign assets, this is going to be some good news for you. So, breaking news out of Iraq today and out of America as it relates to Iraq. So, welcome, family. Happy Friday. Yay! Today is Friday, March the 7th. 2025, and the time is 12:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check in, family. Let us know where you're hailing from. It is so good to see everybody. So good to see everybody. Welcome. I see Southside. She is in the house. Yes, good news out of Iraq today. And for those of you all who don't know, this is Ramadan, which is a really religious time of the season for many of our family members who are Muslim or who practice Islam. So a lot of you are fasting today. So we send Allah's blessings to you, and may you be kept and have a good peace of mind, soundness, and clarity as you fast for supplications and to get closer to the Most High, that we call the Most High. Other people call Allah, some people call God or Source. So to all of my friends and family members who are Islamic or Muslim, then peace be unto you. Assalamu alaikum. I brought a Ramadan up for a very, very significant reason. But before we go further, I want to say hi to James. It's good to see you. He said, thank you for all you do. You are more than welcome. Yvette is in the house sending a shout out from Iraq. Oh my gosh, Yvette. Yvette, oh, we got some good news for you, sister. And maybe you might have some news for us. So let us know if you have any news for us. Kay says, I love you, Dr. Kia. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for all of your love, family. Thank you. Who is this? Selmy. Thank you so much. He says, peace to everybody in the chat. Belinda says, hi. Rissy and Missy says, hello. So keep chiming in, family. I see all of you. And I'm so honored that you're here today. I saw Missy Monet and Carl. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Also, Papa is in the house. Papa Nile, thank you. Peace and light be unto you as well. Who else? Barbara is in the house. Welcome. It's good to see you. Sister Harvetta Lassiter Bay, thank you so much for always chiming in and sending your love, your light, and just peaceful greetings. And you're so kind. You also send me encouragement. Thank you. Thank you to Forbes Marley, who says blessings and peace upon us. Absolutely. Kelly is in the house. Richard is here. The sister's life is in the house. Grand Rising. Yes, you called us live. Hello, Brandon. It's so good to see you. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you all. Grand Rising, Brandon. Theola's in the house. Teresa's in the house. It's so good to see everybody. LT, Infinity, Maria. Yes, from Malaysia. Wow, welcome. Sherman is here from Omaha, Nebraska. Welcome, Sherman. I see I will maintain in the house. He says peace to Dr. Pruitt and everyone in the chat. Candy Girl, you're my world. Candy Girl's in the house. She sends her love to the Soul family. Divine 9 is in the house. Honors to you too, and to the ancestral family who is here watching over all of the things that are going on here in America and across the world. The ancestors have indeed returned, and they are ensuring that everything happens the way they desire for it to happen so that humanity can be free. So we're grateful for that. C. Jones is from Houston, Texas. I just left your area 2 weeks ago. Roger says, it's great to see the divine feminine. Hi, Roger. Thank you. Thank you, handsome. It's good to see the divine masculine show up to support and balance out the divine feminine. Yes. Jason's in the house from Southern California. Love me some Cali. Love the mountains, the sunshine, the water, everything you need is in California. You don't even have to leave the area. If you want to experience snow, go to the north. If you want to experience heat and warmth, go to the south. The mountains are all around. Go to Napa Valley, where I've seen the most beautiful mountains. So everything you need, Sister Karen, I've noticed is in California, where Jason is from. So good to see you too, Sister Karen. Great day. She says from Houston. PG is in the house. Welcome. Divine Nine is from North Carolina. I see Beacons in the house. Thank you all so much for sending me Cash App blessings. Wow. I appreciate you all, family. Thank you so very much. Melbourne. Oh, Florida's in the house. Hi, Orlando. It's good to see you. Yes, I love Melbourne. I've been there twice and I just love it. It's beautiful. Blessings be upon you too. Blessings, love. Marcus in the house from Virginia. Welcome, Grand Rising. Raquel is in the house from Ontario, Canada. Hello, family. So many of you are here. Who else? Davenport Shalita's in the house. See, Weedy. Hello, she says to the Soul family. Mazi is here. Welcome. Carrie is here in the house. Grand Rising. Denise is from North Carolina, where my nephew who is a pastor. So we love North Carolina, such a beautiful area. Thank you, Denise, for chiming in. Melissa says, hi, Queen. Sunshine Gold is in the house. Love and light to you all. Who else is that? Gracian Serge Champagne is here. Welcome. Yes, I've been missing for 2 days. Yes, I needed some rest, family. I just needed to rejuvenate and re-energize, refocus. And to be honest, it was kind of hard to come back today. I just wanted to stay and just relax. You know, I didn't want to hear anything about politics. I didn't want to hear anything about financial news. I just wanted to relax, and that's what I did. Sometimes you just have those days where you just need to focus on yourself. But I'm back doing a live about Iraq news. Karen is in the house. Bubblegum is here. Sunshine Gold is here. You guys are saying hello to each other. Hi, Lewis. Lewis, good to see you. Digital Waters from Missouri. Sarah Williams is here from North Carolina. Ohio is in the house. Hey, Craig, it's good to see you always. Blessings be upon you as well. Shamara says hello from Cleveland, where I was born and raised. So I was born on, near the central area. Oh gosh, I can't remember where I think it's 42nd Street, but I was raised off East 93rd on Sandusky Avenue at 10515 Sandusky Avenue. That's where my dad's side of the family was. So I was raised in my grandma's house in that area off East 93rd. We're Bone Thugs and Harmony. They were raised around that area too. So I have an affinity for Cleveland. I was born and raised there. Got to experience good family values and structure and discipline in my grandparents' home because they had been married for many years and they raised all 10 of their kids. Those are my dad's family members. And I just saw something starkly different from when I was raised with my mom, who was a single parent, and God bless her. She, I don't know how she was able to raise 5 children, put us through school, encouraged us to go to college, made us maintain our focus, kept us away from gangs, drugs, violence. I don't know how she did it, but the discipline that she taught me, and then watching the family values of my in my grandparents' house of an intact family shaped me to be the person I am. So I will always love Cleveland, Ohio. Thank you for chiming in from Cleveland, Ohio. Phoenix is in the house. Phoenix is from South Africa. Wow. Thank you for chiming in all the way from South Africa. So I don't want to keep you all on too long. I know you guys say I say that all the time. So let me stick to my word this time. Be Light is from DC. That DC, Maryland area is very powerful. A lot of wealth there, a lot of very sharp people in that region of the country. So thank you for chiming in, LT. Bubblegum is saying that Bubblegum is from DC as well. Yes, our time is now. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Crappie. Hi, Tony from Illinois. Hello, Rodney. Says great day to Dr. Pruitt and Chief Mac from South Carolina. Good day, Tammy. Hi, Sally. San Diego's in the house. Hi, Big J. Hi, Shamara and Belinda. Oh, Belinda, you know where that is? Where I was born and raised? Oh, man. Everybody. So I was born off 42nd Street, I think it is, and Central Avenue. Poverty, like abject poverty in that area. A lot of single families, single parent homes, at least where I was at in the projects. But there were a lot of stores owned by people classified as Black. And back in my day, your dentist, your school teacher, your principal, your doctor, your shoe maker, shoe repair person, like almost everybody looked like you. That was coming right out of the civil rights area when Martin Luther King had tricked us all. He was tricking us all into giving up our own businesses and begging somebody else to let us work for them. Well, I was born in 68. So I guess the civil rights movement was going on around that time. So you still saw a lot of ownership before people started marching and begging folk to let us integrate into the other parts of society. So I went to all Black schools. My teachers like they were strict. So I made straight A's all the way through school in Cleveland. And then when my mom moved me to Portsmouth, Ohio, which was not populated that much with brown people, she had me tested, and I was tested for the gifted program. But because the school teachers and administrators in Portsmouth, Ohio, which was considered a hick town, where people were more classified as white, didn't believe that the test was right. So they tried to put me in lower classes. And my mom, being a very strong person that she was, demanded that I stayed in the top classes and that I would, because she said I performed well. She said she'll do well in these classes. She made straight A's in Cleveland. But they thought because I had been to all Black schools that maybe the curriculum wasn't as stringent. And what happened was I actually outperformed most of the kids, even in my class, once I moved to Portsmouth, Ohio. So I was coming up at a time where, people still had a lot of racist ideologies, segregation was a big thing. And, people were uncomfortable just because they had been used to operating in their own lane for so long that all of a sudden you're shifting things. They just didn't know how to respond. And I don't blame them at all. I'm grateful for all of my experiences. I'm grateful that I was one of the ones that was able to change the mindset of the teachers and the administrators in Portsmouth, Ohio. Once I got there, because they just had never seen somebody perform to that level academically. But now that they saw it, they knew that it was so, that they knew that, there probably were other children that looked like me that could do well. And I think that God allows you to go through certain things so that you can shape the minds of other people and so that you can have a paradigm shift. So I'm so grateful for all of my experiences, family. Oh, I've been on for 13 minutes, so let me hurry up. Hi, Jude. Hi, Berkaba. You guys are saying hello to everybody. Hello, Trema and Landy and Belinda. Shalom, be guest. Jude is in the house. Hi, Landy. Hi, be guest. Yes, advanced math was something that a lot of us decided to take. Cheryl's in the house. Hi, Jude. Hi, Awakened One. Oh my God, so many of you. Ronell B. Greece is in the house. See, once I start naming you guys, I feel bad if I don't say hello to everybody. Holland is in the house. Yes. Legendary is in the house. Somebody said fair use. I better say fair use. And mom knows it all. Horatio is also in the house. Shalom. Have you ever been double promoted? No, I've never been double promoted. My grandson has, but I've never been double promoted. Never. What happened was that I had an opportunity to go to an all private girls' school and be completely funded because I was excelling in school academically, and I was excelling so fast, so high that my 8th grade teacher told my mom about a boarding school that was very prestigious for affluent children, right? And affluent families. And he said, I can get Kia a scholarship. And so my mom was really excited about it. She talked to me about it. I was excited about it. But my mom said, you have to ask your dad. Even though my parents weren't together, my mom said, you have to ask your dad about anything that deals with you. I can't be the only one making a decision. And when I asked my dad if I can go away to an all-girl boarding school, he said, absolutely, positively not. And let me tell you, I was crushed. I could not understand it until I became like in my 40s, why my dad will hold me back from being around affluent people from various backgrounds, but mostly people classified as white. Why would he hold me back when I could have met some amazing people and connections and, went on to go to maybe the top-notch Ivy League colleges? But as I think about it now and some of the things that are coming out about what's going on at some of these boarding schools where these children are being abused and touched and trafficked, now I get my dad. But my dad said, you will not go out of the eyesight or me or your mother. And I cannot trust you around people who are not your blood, your family. And you're asking me to allow you to go away to live somewhere else where these people might be concerned about you academically, but they can do all kind of experimentations. I'm like 12, 11. I don't know what he's talking about, but now I know. So thank you, Dad. Thank you. Thank you. You knew. So before we go on, let me just say thank you to all of you who are sending me a Cash App blessing. God bless you and heaven smile on you is my prayer. I see Sister Lynetta sent me a beautiful blessing. Thank you so much. Tyjonda sent me a Cash App, a monetary blessing. Thank you. Jonathan Harrison did as well. Tyjonda says, thank you for all you do. You're welcome. And Lynetta said, thank you for your hard work. Wow, you're welcome. That means so much to me. I'm getting choked up. Thank you. Chief Mac sent me several Cash App blessings yesterday. Like, he sent me so much. He sent me hundreds of dollars. I was like, oh my God, what have I done to, warrant that? But he always says, you do a lot for the Soul family, and we need to show you appreciation. And as your overseer and a person that's spiritually covering you, I have to be the first example of that. So thank you, Chief Mac, for always taking care of me. Barbara Pittman, you always and very often send me Cash App blessings. Thank you. And Brett Wynn, I appreciate you, as well as Antoine and Jay Ashanti and Julie Harris, and of course, Deborah Allen. So we have 507 people in the chat, family. Let's get cracking. Let's go. Happy Friday. Yay! Yes, Marco, my dad was a very wise man. He was smart. He knew to protect me. He did a great job of protecting me. So happy Friday, people, family members in the chat. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. Let's go ahead and cover this news. So the breaking news is that Iraq is officially free as of today, March the 7th, 2025. And I'm going to show you the proof. Okay, we're going to be less than an hour today. Hold me to it because I have an appointment at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there was a sanction that Biden had created. So there's an article that says Biden's 120-day sanctions waiver that permitted Iran to export gas and electricity to Iraq has expired as of today, March the 7th. And the Trump administration said that they will not honor Biden's waiver, and therefore they will let this waiver expire. The Trump administration went on further to say that Iraq has become more energy dependent or more energy independent upon their own reserves now. And that if Iraq needs help, America will step forward to help Iraq stand on their feet. Good information. Breaking news. Iran has held Iraq captive to their country. If you recall, not long ago, Iran was calling for the removal of American troops from Iraq. And they were saying that America was being divisive, America was being controlling, America was being nosy, and America needed to mind their own business. That's what Ayatollah Khomeini, the supreme minister or ruler of Iran, said. So they were calling for the removal of American troops. But the Iraqi government was saying, you're saying that America is adversarial, but we consider America to be more of a mentor or an alliance, somebody that is one of our allies. We consider America as having an advisory role, is what the Iraqi government said. So this was a couple of months ago when Iran was calling for the removal of Iraqi troops, and I covered that extensively. Well, then the next month, so they were calling for the removal of American troops in January, and then in February, America was calling for Iran to take their hold off of Iraq. And we'll get into that in just a minute. But first, let me show you how President Trump has said that Iran needs to shut off their supplies to Iraq anyway, due to the shortfalls within Iraq. So President Trump said if Iraq needs energy, electricity, gas, or any of the sort, America will help them. That officially happened today, March the 7th. Today is the 7th number. It's the number of completion. And we're going to talk more about how today and yesterday were very, very significant. So Iraq is officially free from Iran, who has controlled them not only by giving them gas and electricity and other resources, but they were also controlling their financial system. So here in this article by WashingtonInstitute.org, you see that the top of this says, make Iraq independent of Iranian energy. The article goes on to say, by letting previous waivers expire, which they expired today on March 7th, the United States can help Baghdad establish other suppliers and stand on their own 2 feet for the very first time. Why is that significant? Because as long as other country controlled Iraq, they could not handle their own financial matters, they could not utilize their own resources, and they could not revalue their currency. Because in order to revalue your currency and use your own currency, my darlings, you have to be sovereign. But if you're being controlled by another entity, you are a slave, you're not sovereign. Iraq is now officially free. And if you recall, I already covered a lot of information about the freedom of Iraq. I'll go ahead and bring up an article on that. Let's see where that is. It was on one of my last videos. People are just calling me back to back. Well, now I'll show you this video that you need to see when you get the time. I'll put it in the description section. It says, breaking news, Iraq is free. I did this last month. Trump issues an executive order. In this particular podcast, I show you that Representative Joe Wilson from South Carolina had tweeted something on his X account. And what he tweeted was that President Trump issued a directive requiring the Treasury Department of the United States to immediately ensure that Iran no longer utilizes or controls the Iraqi financial system. So today we're talking about how as of today, they're free. Iraq is free from Iran giving them electricity and giving them gas. But last month, Trump issued a directive mandating that the Treasury Department took immediate steps to make sure Iraq's financial system was no longer controlled by Iran and the Iranian regime. So Iran is being expelled from Iraq. Good news for any of you that hold the Iraqi dinar. So this is the tweet by Representative Joe Wilson, and I'll make sure I'll put that in the description section of my Rumble channel and of my YouTube channel as well. So let me see if I can make this larger for you to read here. This is the initiative. Take immediate steps in coordination with the Secretary of the Treasury and other relevant agencies to ensure that the Iraqi financial system is not utilized by Iran for sanction evasion or circumvention, and that Gulf countries are not used as sanction evasion transshipment points. So this is official. Iraq is completely free from Iran, family. Another thing that I covered in those podcasts is how Iraq has decided to go digital. When you have a country saying officially that they're going digital, essentially what they're saying is they're about to get rid of all the currencies that are on the streets. At some point, many of these dealers will be told to stop. They will be told to stop selling. And I did a podcast on last month, I think it was, where I had several different tweets and testimonies from people who got email from their currency dealers saying that at any time we're going to get an announcement from the United States Treasury Department saying that the Iraqi dinar has officially been reinstated or revalued. So all of these currency dealers were putting their customers on notice that this could happen at any minute. So I'm just putting you on alert, family, to stay encouraged and know that a lot of the things about which we've been speaking are happening in real time. We're experiencing that right now. So there's more news out of Iraq. There was an article out of Baghdad that stated that an American website that's called Real Clear Energy, that website that specializes in energy, has stated that March 7th is the official date that Trump would decide to get rid of the Iranian energy sources out of Iraq. So I showed you one article, but I just want to make sure that I show you something that supports that. Now, Mahid, you can find him on Twitter, on X. His name is Majeed, tweeted this, and he showed the article that came out of Baghdad. You see, Baghdad Economy News. It says the American website Real Clear Energy, which specializes in energy affairs, considered that the date of March 7th is an occasion for President Trump's administration to push for Iraqi freedom from Iran and to get rid of Iranian energy resources by stopping the U.S. presidential exemptions that allow Baghdad to obtain exports of gas and electricity from the Iranians. The United States report, followed by Economy News, explained that the validity of the latest exemption from sanctions granted by the Joe Biden administration for 120 days, which allowed the export of Iranian gas and electricity to Iraq, expires on March the 7th, 2025. And the person again that reported this is Mahid. I'll put that in the description section for you as well, so you can look over that at your own time. Let me know, family, what you think about this information so far. So that's what has been reported as it relates to Iraq. Iraq is ready. They have their own payment system. The Iraqi prime minister met with the DC administration when Biden was still in office, right as he was leaving. The Iraqi prime minister, al-Sudani, came here. He met with the prime minister. He has also met with the United States Treasury Department. The prime minister has also met with the Iraqi American people that live in this country. Specifically, he went to Detroit to let the Iraqi people know that they were very close to being completely independent from Iran. He also tapped on the shoulders. Thank you so much for the Cash App blessing. Sister Lynette Vaughn, God bless you. Heaven smile on you. He tapped on the shoulders of, I'm speaking of al-Sudani, the prime minister of Iraq, of many Texas billionaires and American billionaires, and asked them to invest in Iraq. He also met with European leaders as well as American leaders. And there was another country, it escapes me, but he asked other countries to invest in his country. And he said, we have the resources to exploit. So when you see the president making moves like that, you know it's about time for them to reinstate their currency. Now, I've already told you all, and I covered this extensively, that last summer, banks met globally to make sure they were prepared to receive foreign reserve assets. They also call those foreign reserve assets tier 2 assets. And in that podcast, I showed you the article that proved my point that banks met globally to make sure they were ready. And what the article said was banks need your foreign currencies to keep the banks healthy or to maintain the financial health of the bank and to prevent the banks from going bankrupt. In that article that I brought up, I said that banks had to be ready to receive tier 2 assets because that was part of Basel III compliancy. And I said Basel III compliancy had two components. Number one, they had to recognize gold as a tier 1 asset. And number two, they had to receive foreign currencies because those two assets would maintain the health of the banks. Interestingly enough, when you look at some of those articles that I pulled up on that particular podcast, you cannot find those articles. They've disappeared from the internet. However, I already have them captured. And in that video, which I will put in the description section for you, I go through the article line by line, both articles line by line. Let me see. I think that video is called Great News for Currency Holders. I'll just put it in the description section for you because I said I'd be off in an hour and I want to keep my word. I will keep my word today. So if you go through my video section, you should see a video that says great news for currency holders. But again, I'll put it in the description section for you so you don't have to go through that. Also in the news, yesterday on March the 6th, President Trump signed executive orders and he spoke at the White House Crypto Summit. He spoke on March the 6th, 3/6 at 3:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You see all those numbers, the 3/6, y'all know they like the 369. Thank you so much for the blessing. I appreciate you. Amelia Brummel, God bless you. Have a smile on you. I appreciate you. So March 6th, that 3 energy, 3, what is it? The Trinity, Father, Son, Mother energy, as well as the 6, which represents the humanity or the family. President Trump spoke at exactly 3:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to sign executive orders. And let me see what those orders were. If you look at Watcher Guru, they often will post financial news. So here on Watcher Guru, I just want to show you how they made this announcement just in President Trump to sign executive orders and speak at the White House Crypto Summit. This was yesterday or a couple of days ago when they said tomorrow. Oh, wait a minute. Well, he's speaking today. Oh, my bad. He signed executive orders yesterday, but the House Crypto Summit, they said was tomorrow. That would be today on the 7th, the number of completion. All right. So let me show you what went on at that summit. First, let me show you, well, the summit is today, but let me show you what the executive order was about, the crypto summit. So he signed the order on yesterday, and the crypto summit, I know, went on today. Maybe it might have even started yesterday. But let's see, Trump signs executive orders establishing strategic Bitcoin reserve, but is not what crypto industry ultimately wants, according to this article. This is by Market Watch. Congress appears unlikely to use taxpayer funds to buy digital assets. Thank God. We're tired of them using our money to buy their assets. But we know President Trump has created a sovereign wealth fund that's comprised of cryptocurrencies or digital assets, as well as foreign reserves or foreign currency, silver, gold, palladium, platinum, stocks, bonds, and real estate. And that sovereign wealth fund that he created, so as soon as he got into the office, would be used for development of our nation, for our infrastructure, develop funds, develop humanitarian aid, all that, developments and investments. So we already have that wealth fund, and that's not going to be used. That's not going to be comprised of anything that taxpayers have the offer. So they won't be using our money in that funds is what I'm trying to say. They'll be using our resources and the wealth that we have to create that sovereign wealth fund for developments and investments. But on yesterday, Trump signed an executive order establishing strategic Bitcoin reserves, and they won't be using taxpayer funds to buy those digital assets. President Trump first vowed to build a strategic Bitcoin reserve at a Bitcoin conference held in July of last year. The president is scheduled to host his first crypto summit on today, Friday, March the 7th, which is March Madness, right? You're going to see a lot of financial news coming out in March, a lot of peace news coming out, even though March is a war month. He's going to war against the deep state, but March is a very pivotal month, and I'll tell you why in just a second. According to this particular article, Bitcoin fell after President Trump signed an executive order Thursday evening to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve and a separate digital asset stockpile for cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin. This happened just one day ahead of Trump's first White House crypto summit. President Trump has already said that he's going to make America the cryptocurrency nation of the world. And some people got really upset about that because they said crypto is bad. Crypto means cryptic or dead. And we get that. But I want you to think beyond that and consider that another word for cryptocurrencies is actually digital assets. That's all they're saying. President Trump is going to make America the digital asset country of the world. The Bitcoin reserve will be funded by the coins seized in criminal or civil proceedings. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. Let's bring to our mind how Executive Order 138.18 was created by President Trump to seize the assets of anybody that had any dealings with or committed crimes against humanity. So this reserve will be funded by the coins seized in criminal or civil proceedings, while the secretaries, while the secretaries of the Treasury and Commerce are authorized to develop budget neutral strategies to buy additional Bitcoin. Bitcoin is often referred to as digital gold, the article says. Just as it is in our country's interest to thoughtfully manage national ownership and manage control of any other resource, our nation must harness, not limit, the power of digital assets for our prosperity. So keep in mind, some people will call it cryptocurrency. Some people will call it digital assets because that's what it really is. Crypto is about to take off, Raymond Pirtle says. Deidre Temple says TBC is a Trump Bitcoin. Do not confuse it with the old Bitcoin. All right. Kathy says Bitcoin has been illegally seized, and that is in the crypto reserve. Not good. It tells you there's a backdoor into the blockchain. I don't know about that. I just don't know, family. What I am saying is President Trump is about to make us the crypto nation of the world, or the digital asset nation of the world. Okay, what else is in the news? So he signed an executive order, and then a cryptocurrency summit in America is today. So these two things happen around the same time, where he signed that executive order, and then we have that crypto summit on today, which happens to be the 7th of Ramadan, the same day that the Kuwaiti dinar revalued. Isn't that interesting? So, family, the Kuwaiti dinar revalued in 19, when was it? Oh God, it escapes me. When did the Kuwaiti dinar revalue? 1991. The Kuwaiti dinar revalued in 1991. And it happened to revalue in the middle of the night. There was no electricity in Kuwait. People were in the bank in the dark. You can fact check me on that. Exchanging their Kuwaiti dinar for the new rate. in the dark, but it happened on the 7th of Ramadan, the exact same time that President Trump signed this executive order. It's just a coincidence is all I'm saying. On the 7th of Ramadan. Ramadan is a day of fasting for our Islamic family members. So you can be Muslim, in America, or you could be Muslim in the Middle East, or you could be Muslim, any parts of the world, but you should be fasting, or most of them are fasting right now. And I believe that they will be going without food and water until sundown. And I actually got this information from Mahid, who is in the Middle East. He says the crypto summit is tomorrow. He said that on March the 6th yesterday. And if the crypto reserve gets implemented on today, as Commerce Secretary confirms, then both of them should go tomorrow, which is also the 7th of Ramadan, the same day Kuwait revalued. How exciting. How exciting. So good for our family members in Iraq. You are free from Iran's grasp. As we said, President Trump made sure that Iran can no longer control your financial system. We know that your president met with our president and also met with our billionaires and met with some of our businessmen and asked them to invest in Iraq. We know that many of the currency dealers have been put on notice that the dinar could go or be revalued or reinstated back to its pre-war value at any moment. So family members, stay encouraged and keep your vibrations high and know that things are working for your good. And finally, the United States debt clock has eliminated the income tax section and added a decentralized future savings section. We know that President Trump promised us that he would get rid of the IRS, or the Internal Revenue Services, and create the External Revenue Services, which means no longer will they be taxing the people, but now they're putting tariffs or taxes on other countries that do business with us. So I want to thank Renee. You can find her on X as well for showing this information to us, that the U.S. debt clock has eliminated income tax, that whole section, and added a decentralized future savings section. Beautiful. Look at all this gold over here. United States federal interest savings per year. See that? Total gold interest savings per year. So the United States federal interest savings look like that's 1 billion. It's a 1,053,990,033,158. You also see an income tax-free future. United States income tax savings per year, 2,608,275,921,443. All that's in gold. United States Treasury dollars per year, 1,648,480,750,707. And you see the tariff tax revenues per year that we'll have, 655 trillion. Is that trillion? I think that's 655 billion, 953,429,742. And then you have a gold card Visa revenue per year. So look at all this that's in the gold. This is the debt to wealth revolution here on the U.S. debt clock. You can find that at usdebtclock.org, or you on Twitter, or just go to the website. All of this gold here under President Trump. He's doing a phenomenal job to make us wealthy again. So it's important, family, for us to, again, stay positive and know that even though there's a lot of negativity going on, we know President Trump gave the State of the Union address, or his address to Congress, that's what they called it, on March the 4th, just 3 days ago. But I did a podcast on the day to let you know that March 4th is the official inauguration date for our republic. So it was very, very significant that he gave a a speech to Congress. It was just like a State of the Union address, and it occurred on a Tuesday, like, most announcements do, most important announcements do. So during that announcement, President Trump let us know about all his accomplishments so far. He talked a little bit about economy and budget and tariffs, because putting tariffs on other countries is one of the major ways to make America wealthy again. You tax other countries and make them pay us. That money can go into the sovereign wealth fund. And his determination and executive order to stop taxing the people will make us wealthy again, because now any money that we make, any income that we make, we'll be able to keep. So in the old days, they used to tax the countries that did business with them. They put tariffs on them. But when the deep state took control, they stopped putting tariffs on those countries, and they start putting tariffs or taxes on we the people. All that is being eliminated. Okay. So this is a good time, family, to do what they did during the Great Depression. What did they do during the Great Depression? How did people become wealthy? They bought depreciated assets, like foreign reserves, like foreign currencies. I'm just saying, such as, this is something you can do. But you also see gold and silver going down in value. You see gold and silver, family, decreasing. For some reason, it's taking a dip. Gold is now $2,900 and silver is $32.31. They're going down, but they're not going down too much, right? That's goldprice.org. Why? These assets are often influenced by anything that happens in politics, whether there's a speech that happens, whether there's tariffs put on other countries, some type of agreements, allegiances made. Anything that Trump does is going to influence the markets, but it's just taking a dip slightly. It will go back up. It will soar. In fact, I've seen so many videos and articles that are saying right now, get silver, get silver. Silver's about to shoot through the roof, because silver will outperform gold. They're both going to go up exponentially, because silver and gold are real money. In case you haven't followed us for a long time, the BRICS Union, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and all those nations that have joined them, along with the Shanghai Cooperation organizations, those Asian countries, they have all decided to stop trading with the dollar, and they are now using their own local currencies backed by silver, gold, and any of the resources that those countries have. That's going to decimate the United States dollar. That's going to totally destroy the central banking system. And then gold will shoot through the roof. That's why gold is at $2,900. It is close to its all-time high. And silver will follow. So these resources will go up, because a basic economic principle is, as the dollar decreases in value, silver and gold, real lawful money, will increase in value. So if you're wondering how you can get in on the greatest wealth transfer, look at depreciated assets. Look at silver and gold, which are going down slightly. Look at digital assets, which we know America is going to be the digital asset or cryptocurrency capital of the world. Look at those. Look at XLM, XDC, XRP, HBAR. Family, put it in the comment section and in the chat. The depreciated assets people need to be looking at. Digital assets, foreign currencies, Iraqi dinar, Zimbabwean zim, Venezuelan bolivar, Indonesian rupiah, Indian rupee. Look at all of those currencies that were decimated and devalued through sanctions and or war. And if you can't afford it, and we've shown you that you can get $100,000 Vietnamese dong note for less than $10. So if you have it, get it. It can make you wealthy once all those currencies are reinstated back to their pre-war value or their pre-sanctioned value. Also keep in mind that the real estate market is about to crash. Zillow and all these companies that have bought up all of these apartment complexes and houses during the pandemic and right after it, because people were losing their homes, their mortgages they couldn't pay, and their homes were being foreclosed upon. Now people had to have a place to live. These evil companies, Blackstreet and others, State Street and all these others, Zillow, all these companies bought up all these assets. Okay. and put up the rent exponentially. And people got in those apartments and those houses for rent, but they kept bringing the rent up. Now you have a lot of people are homeless on the street because they can't afford the rent. And so now all those houses that are empty, all those commercial buildings that are empty because people are working at home, even though Trump said some people have to come back, some people will never come back. Okay, because the government has been downsized under Trump and Musk. They have to do this to make America great again. They have to do this to take the power away from these fake government agencies that's been controlling us with their statutes, codes, and policies. Okay, so all of these commercial buildings that are empty, they're going to be dumped back on the market. All of these houses and apartment complexes that State Street, Black Street, Zillow, all these companies are dumping back on because people can't afford them. They're going to be back on the market. So hodl, hold on to whatever money you have. And if you don't have money, hold on to your energy, hold on to your positivity, hold on to your joy, because there will become a time that you'll be able to buy up those depreciated assets. And if you don't have the money, please still stay encouraged, because there are very good, benevolent people that are here on the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show that have committed themselves to creating humanitarian projects to help you. And we know that as the government is downsized, they will have to return that money that was stolen back to us. Remember, we talked about ancestors in the beginning of this podcast? There are ancestors. There are beings that are back here on the planet, hovering over the military bases, making sure that they don't have war. That's what what they call them. What are those things they said were hovering over the military bases? It escapes me. Oh my God. Somebody tell me what it's called. What is it called? They said was hovering over the military bases. I cannot think of it. Drones. They called it drones. Some of those are actually ships. Yes, orbs and drones. They're actually ships. Ascended beings, ancestors have come back to make sure that Trump gets this done, to make sure the government is downsized, to make sure these entities that are not human leave the planet. And all of us that are here, that's the soul family, we're going to make sure that we're all taken care of. And all that money that's been stolen from you has to be returned, because you all have a trust. And that trust was supposed to be used to offset your debts. But these nefarious beings use the trust for themselves. They paid off themselves when you got a mortgage, a student loan, a car loan, etc., out of your trust, or even when they locked you up for not abiding by their policies. Sent their police officers or policy enforcers after you, okay? Locked you up, and then they got money out of the trust to make themselves rich. All that money has to be returned back to you. So Nasara Jassara, yes, we're happy about it. The National Economic Security Reformation Act, the global version of that, the Global Economic Security Reformation Act. We're happy about all these dynasties that have gold and money that said they're going to inject it into the global economy to liberate humanity. Having said that, though, I want you to know, our desire for you to know, that the money won't just come from those entities. The money will come from your trust, and it will come back to you. Okay? They're not going to tell you that the money has to come back to you. They're going to say, oh, we're so great. We're the saviors. We created the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, to downside the government, which they did, but they have a court order to do so. Case in point, the Supreme Court of the United States this summer overturned the Chevron doctrine, meaning that the Supreme Court said the Chevron doctrine that allowed government agencies to create themselves out of thin air and say they were experts and put laws or legalities, policies, statutes, and codes upon us, like the IRS forcing us to pay the IRS to have money stolen, or have a driver's license through the DMV, or they'll steal your kids through the CPS, your children through the CPS, or have the FBI and CIA to monitor you and make you a slave. All of those government agencies were declared unlawful, unconstitutional, and treasonous by the Supreme Court of the United States this summer, and therefore they had to be dismantled. And that is why President Donald Trump and Elon Musk has created the Department of Government Efficiency to downsize the government. They have to do it. They have to. The Grand Army of the Republic is behind them, making sure they get it done. The ancestors and other interdimensional beings are here to make sure they get it done, because all the war, all of the violence, all of the murder, all of the raping, all of the organ harvesting, all of the prejudice, all of the racism, all of the hatred, all of the pain, all of the sickness, all of the illness, all of the death was so egregious it had reached other planets and extraterrestrial areas outside of this particular landmass. And so you have these beings coming back saying the war has to end and stop now. So family, stay encouraged. Take heart. And know that it all has to come to an end. And you have decided to be alive, to experience this amazing time in history, to see slavery, hatred, war, and death, and poverty come to an end. Hallelujah. Glory. And you will be able to help ensure that your brothers and sisters and family members are not only encouraged and protected and provided for, but healed, because the med beds are coming out. Okay. So in the meantime, if you can find silver or gold, remember you can get gold Arum notes from online dealers for as little as $3 and less than $3, gold Arum notes or gold backs. Get some. If you can get silver, or it doesn't have to be only silver bullion, silver coins, you can get sterling silver, but get some 0.999 silver if you can, or get copper while it's inexpensive, but get some of these things and put them near you or around you, because the more you have them around you, the more it raises your vibrational frequencies and the more it attracts wealth. So that's it for this podcast, family. Get you some depreciated assets if you can. If you don't know how you can, ask yourself, how can I? Look at your budget. Look at what you can do away with. Consider gold backs. Consider silver while it's low. Consider depreciated assets. And know that your time has come. So put in the chat, family, where they can get depreciated assets, where they can get cryptocurrencies, what kind of digital assets should they get, where they can get them from. Put it in the comment section. What type of foreign reserve notes or foreign currencies they should get. You can get some for a few dollars, family. Help the soul, family. And then one time in the near future, we'll bring Chief Mac on to talk about our health, because without your health, you don't have what you need to enjoy your wealth. So my name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. I hope I said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to create the most amazing, magnificent life that you desire and deserve. Go out and make this a great day, family. This is a March the 7th, the number of completion, 2025. Peace. I love you. Take care. And I'll put all the links in the description section for you. Have a great day. In fact, make this a great day. We've been on less than an hour. I kept my word. Bye-bye.